Hi, Steve Norton, anxiety specialist here. So I'm getting a lot of questions these days. People asking me, what's this NLP? I keep hearing about NLP online. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a brief introduction to it. So NLP is abbreviated for Neuro-Linguistic Program. And that was a psychological tool and set of tools, if you like, that was created in the 1970s. So a lot of people think NLP is new. It actually isn't. It was created by two co-creators, Richard Bandler and John Grinder. And basically what they did was that they studied successful therapists and modelled their techniques. When I say modelled, they basically broke down the components of how these people got the results they did, and they basically created a format for that, and they created this thing called NLP. So NLP is a set of tools and different things that can be really quite helpful working with psychology and also your own personal development. I did study it when I was in my first hypnotherapy training, but I did find out later on down the line I use it less and less. That's because I found better tools and found better techniques than NLP. Because what I found was when I first started studying it, NLP was one of those things whereby they use a lot of technicality to it. They used to make NLP a lot more difficult than what it needed to be. They used to give it really long names for certain things, and quite often some of these long names were actually just things like mental rehearsal techniques, but they give it a longer name to make it sound a little bit more scientific than what it was. So NLP was hailed many moons ago as like this new therapy, and it does actually have its place in psychotherapy and even hypnotherapy, but it isn't something I tend to use a great deal a lot because I find I've got other stuff that works better than that. So you'll see people online saying that they're newly qualified NLP practitioners, and the other one they also say is quite often is I'm a master practitioner. And what really does that mean? Well, it means that you've gone through a training course in NLP. And I haven't known anyone yet fail a master practitioner course. I think as long as you just attend to it, you pretty much pass that course. NLP, can you use it completely by itself? Well, you can on certain problems, but with more complex stuff, you really do need the full array to be able to work with people. Simply just using NLP wouldn't get the job done. It has some good techniques and some good tools for getting rid of phobias and stuff like that, and some traumas. But I found that it definitely needs to be complemented with other things. Especially my thought retraining that I use with my clients is way more effective than NLP. So yeah, you're going to hear about it quite often with people, and people will be handing their little certificates up saying I'm NLP trained, and quite often you can do it in about a day, some of these trainings, in a couple of days to be a master practitioner. And it really doesn't mean that you're a psychologist. It doesn't mean that you should be doing anything that's too deep. You certainly shouldn't be working with things that are too complex. But NLP is a nice little tool. It's a set of tools that, yeah, I've used in the past, but I'll be honest, it's a little bit outdated now for me, the stuff I'm using now. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope that's answered your questions about NLP. Have a good one.